Kanye said that Just was biting off of him, not you. He didn't say he was biting Bink. He said he was biting him.
He was.
So how was that pot? Who?
Listen, man. Who's the daddy?
Yeah, like
who's the daddy? We need to know.
Every artist have a story, whether you're the smallest artist or the biggest artist. What will define you is your preparation. The great Nipsey Hussle once said, luck is just being prepared at all times, so when the door opens, you're ready. This is my journey. You think I'm playing? Hey YouTube, what's up, man? It's your boy Dagger, man. Right back at you, man. Tapping in with you today, man. What I wanted to talk about was an interview that I ran into recently. By the way, man, before we get into the video, I just want to say shout out to all of y'all who are subscribed to this channel. And I want to thank y'all for coming and riding with me, man, because I know how hard it is out here in these YouTube streets. Like, it's hard. Like, it's even people that got a lot of subscribers could tell you that it's tough. So I thank you for whatever it is, subscribers that I have. I appreciate y'all, man. And we're pushing, man. Hopefully we gonna hit 1,000 subscribers soon. You know, that would be a little milestone. It's not much, but it's a little something, man. We came from zero. So I appreciate y'all. Just want to say that first. I appreciate y'all, and I want to thank y'all for subscribing to my channel and riding with me throughout this time. All right, man. Now we can go back to talk about what we were supposed to talk about now. Anyways, so today, man, I want to talk about an interview that I ran into recently. It brought up this, you know, this debate that I had with, you know, with some other people, and the debate was who was the originator of the sound on the BluePrint album. Like, who was the person that really like engineered that album, the sound of it. I know a lot of y'all gonna say, oh, Kanye West, oh, Just Blaze. And if it ain't Kanye West or Just Blaze that engineered that album in terms of the sound, then who else? Who else? Well, there's one producer that a lot of y'all don't mention, and this guy is well revered in my opinion. He's like one of the best out there. I listen to his stuff all the time, and this guy is one of the greatest producers, and he's none other than Bink. Some of y'all already knew that, but Bink. I saw this interview, but this interview was done about a year ago, and also the audio, man, I don't know what happened, man. The audio on the interview was, I think that's why the interview never got more push, because the audio got jacked up on it. On Hoffa Expert Opinion show, Bink was on there, and he spoke about a lot of things. He gave you a little history on himself, and one of the things he spoke about was exactly that. You know what I mean? Like, he spoke about exactly the idea of people not mentioning him when it came to the BluePrint album. Because a lot of us that listen to that album, we don't talk about no Bink. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't, like, I just always hear Just Blaze. That's what I hear in my head when it comes to the BluePrint album. And also Kanye West, because, you know, Kanye West is outspoken, so he's always gonna come and let you know when he did something. And I think, you know, the songs, the hits, you know what I'm saying, off that album, Kanye West was definitely probably, Kanye West and Just Blaze might have been the guys that got the hits off the album. But the whole album is fire, and when you listen to certain other songs, you're like, whoa, this is some great production and stuff. And in your mind, you're just only gonna think about Kanye West and Bink, because when I heard songs like Ain't No Love in the Heart of the City, I'm only thinking about Kanye West. When I hear the songs like H to the Ezo, V to the Easy, I'm only thinking about Kanye West. And then the other songs like ROC, we run this rap shit, like, that song, I forgot the name of the song, but yeah, you know it. That song with the rock sample in it, Just Blaze. But there's something that a lot of people don't talk about, and they don't talk about Bink. Bink was the third producer in the set. You know what I'm saying? Bink was the third producer on that album that brought the sound. And the type of production Bink does, people often say that it's similar to what Just Blaze does. You know what I'm saying? So they try to compare the two and say, well, who's stealing from who? who's you know what I'm saying, who's jacking who? And a lot of people say it's Just Blaze. A lot of people say Just Blaze is the one who is, stealing from Bink. So that's one thing they talk about. But I'm not going to tell you what he said about it. I'm going to let you hear what he said about that situation. Then we're going to get back. Check this out.
As much as you should know it for that project.
That's a good question.
Because they talk Kanye, they'll talk Just Blaze.
Absolutely.
They don't bring makeup like that.
What did you do? Who's the chick did you?
Oh,
Something happened, bro. Something happened. For real, I really feel like
I want to hear this answer.
I really feel like I was left out of those conversations because it would change the trajectory of Justice story.
Why?
Because a lot of people will confuse us.
That's
Yeah.
and this part. What exactly is the reason that they were confused?
Because we had ears and it had sense. I've never been confused with Pharrell or Kanye. No idea anybody like that. I've never been confused with that.
Right.
I was confused with him for a reason. Because he was in my bag. So,
When you say in your bag,
just my sound, what I brought to the game,
right,
what I was known for at that time.
right. Specifically, what are the elements of Bink beat?
Live drum, feel like live drums is being played, but they're not. It's being programmed.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a lot of
Samples.
the choice of samples. It's just a lot of signature shit that I did that he started doing, that people started confusing us, rightfully so.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you don't know, it's basically a knockoff of 1-9 Johnson.
You don't know.
But why
Off of
him
the
and not you?
BluePrint.
Why him and not you?
I wasn't signed to the management company that they had going on. So once I refused to be a part of that, it's like they passed off the bulk of the work to him, and he sounded like me. But keep in mind, when I met him, he sounded like Swiss.
People are saying that Just Blaze, kind of just like was stealing from Bink, his style, you know what I'm saying? Stealing from Bink, and Bink himself thinks so too, you know what I'm saying? Like, Bink thinks that, yeah, he's still just stealing the style. But another thing is that that whole sound, you know what I'm saying? That whole sound, that whole album, that sound, I feel like that's the Rockefeller sound. Like, when you think about Rockefeller Records, what do you think about? You think about that album, right? You think about that album, that BluePrint album, and then I often think about the song with Freeway. Even you know what we do is wrong. We gonna hustle till the sun come up. Yeah, you know that song, right? With him and Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? Free beard sticking out. Like, that song, yeah. That whole sound. And then there's like the H to the is, I think that was Kanye West. And that whole, I feel like that whole sound, that vibe, that rock, that defines the BluePrint, defines the height of the Rockefeller era. You know what I mean? That whole vibe. And Bink was in there making some of those beats. So at the end of the day, Bink is basically saying hey man, I should be the person that's credited for for that sound. You know, some people may disagree, you know what I'm saying? But he does have a point. You know what I mean? He does have a point, because if he was in there making some, cooking up that fire, and when you go back to the album and you're listening to it and you search to see the songs that he produced like songs like Mama Love Me, The Ruler's Back. Those songs are fire with the congos, and I remember listening to that album and just thinking about how good the production was on it. Like those guys did a great job, and to see that he was one of those guys in there, he should be credited. Definitely should be credited.
But because, like I say, Jay Dilla's kids can say, that's my daddy's shit. My daddy started lo-fi. Please, my kids should be able to say the same shit for me.
Right.
God forbid I leave this motherfucker there. My kids should be able to say, my daddy started that Rockefeller shit.
But they
can't, because the thing is, it's been distorted, it's been confused.
He has a point. I mean, he's just saying, hey, like when people think about the lo-fi sound, you know, people talk about lo-fi hip hop, they often credit Dilla. You know what I'm saying? They often credit Dilla for the lo-fi sound. Like I said, Dilla is the architect of that type of drums. You know, the offbeat, like swing drums that just, you know, sounds captivating, but it sounds really, you know, weird at the same time. Like, he is the architect of that whole lo-fi whole vibe, because lo-fi is now like a genre. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, lo-fi is a genre now, and Dilla is credited for that genre. You know what I'm saying? Dilla is the mastermind behind the lo-fi sound, the lo-fi genre. So if there's a genre that's coming off of the Rockefeller sound, who should be credited for it? I'm sure they're gonna say Just Blaze. But at the end of the day, Bink's saying, hey man, I should be credited for that. That should be something that I could pass on to my children, you know? And he does have a point. There's like what they call like super producers or whatever you call them. But I call like producers that kind of just like make the hits on the album. You know, people like Timbaland, Pharrell, like you just hear their names a lot, and you see a representation of them a lot. But a lot of times they be like the in the cut producers, the producers that are in the studio, and they don't really, you know, dress up fancy, and they don't really make their own albums and stuff. But they're like just really focus on production, and they be fire, man. They be the best ones actually, and the ones that you see a lot, and the ones that are more commercialized would just be hyped up. But those guys that be in the cut, just in the studio making the beats and chopping up, and that's what they're about, those guys be fire. And I think Bink is one of those kind of guys who can just like give you fire if you really ask for it and you sit with him and work with him. So it's something to really consider, you know what I mean? Like, who's really responsible for that whole sound around that time? Who's responsible for the BluePrint album sound?
Yeah, like who's
their daddy? We need to know.
You know, is it Kanye West? Is it Just Blaze? Is it Bink? You know what I mean? What do you think about it? Do you think that, you know, Bink is the mastermind behind that sound? I mean, people do say that Just Blaze was stealing his sound, and Kanye West is kind of like a super producer, but you know, we don't really, he did his thing. But in that whole moment, I think Just Blaze was the one to come out as like the guy, you know what I mean? He wasn't, Kanye West went on to do his own thing because Kanye was Kanye, but as producers, I think that Just Blaze was the one that got that credit for that whole moment right there. What do you think, man? What do you think about these arguments, man? Do you have an opinion on it? Do you think that Just Blaze stole Bink's sound and ran with it? Or you think Bink, you know, is just saying Bink didn't capitalize on his moment, you know, by really doing certain things to make sure that his name stuck? I don't know, man, but it's something to really, you know, think about as a hip hop head. You know, what do you think about these things, man? Tell me what you think in the comments. Drop a comment below. All right, man, I'm out. I'm going back to work. I got to put this place together a little bit, and I need to do some recordings. Yeah, I need to do some recording. So I got to get to work. All right, man. Peace, one love. Have a great weekend. Dagger, aka Red Robe, and we out.